Isabi, thank you, thank you. And welcome to the stream, Crimson. Yep. How are we doing today? Out the shower, so well, something to listen to then. Been good to you. Okay. I'm just gonna emerge. So decided to get back to my Professor Oak's challenge today, and I made a lot of progress off stream. I really should have streamed this, but I was in the zone. Yeah. So I completed the first section and the second section, and am now in the process of doing the third section. I just have to evolve all my catches now. So I'm gonna go back and heal anyway, so I will show which Pokemon I have already caught and evolved. I mean, we can see a couple of my catches on screen, but so box 1 has Pokemon I still need to evolve. So Krabby, Cubone. I've got 2 Slowpoke because I need to have a second Slowbro for a trade. And yeah, I could just evolve one Slowbro, but I want to do a Living Dex at some point. Because, well, the home completion rewards, they're gonna need a Living Dex anyway, so I will need to have 2. Chop, Doduo, Goldeen, Venonat, and Grimer is the 1% Grimer from Celadon. And funny enough, I have encountered a few Venomoth, but they all ran away in the Safari Zone. And I've got Chansey and Golbat ready for the National Dex evolutions. And Pokemon I have evolved: Butterfree, Beedrill, Fearow, Raticate, Primeape, Pidgeot. I've got Farfetch'd, the trade one. Dugtrio, the trade Mr. Mime. Gyarados, Clefable, Wigglytuff, Kadabra, Nidoqueen, Nidoking, Parasect, Sandslash, Graveler, Hypno, Persian, Raichu, Ninetales, Victreebel, Jolteon, Porygon, Onix, Haunter, Snorlax, Ditto, Poliwrath. And I've also got Pinsir, Kangaskhan, Tauros, Exeggutor, Starmie, Hitmonlee, Lapras. I already have my Dragonite. And with the level it's at, it's basically already ready to go for the Elite Four. Jinx, Rhydon, and Seadra. Now Rhydon, it's only a higher level because I accidentally cancelled the evolution on level 42, so I had to use an extra rare candy just to evolve it. Which sucks, because I wanted to use that rare candy for a different Pokemon. Yeah, my dex total is 93. Let's double check. Yep, 93. And I think it's 101 or 103. That's the total for this section. And this would be a good grinding spot for Voltorb, but the problem is, it doesn't have an electric move yet. That's not just charge. It's got more normal type attacks than actually electric type attacks. And with Venusaur, I've completed the moveset for Venusaur. So Razor Leaf, Synthesis, Growth, and Sleep Powder. Yeah, in Gen 3, Venusaur just gets a very basic moveset. That's the problem with the poison moves being physical, grass moves being special. It's better to just have Venusaur as one or the other, and I decided to just go for grass. And Venusaur has hidden power flying, because I had it on there until I got Synthesis. But I just can't be bothered to deal with it. And yeah, I could be using the Versus Seeker to get more experience, but at the same time, I want to try and get some more shiny Pokemon. Because if I can get one shiny Pokemon before I encounter any of the legendaries, then I could possibly do stuff like RNG manipulation. Or maybe at the very least, I'd want to get one before I get my legendary beast. Because I do want to get a shiny Entei. And since, yeah, it's only the Kanto Pokedex I'm most likely to have to deal with when it comes to the home rewards, because it's impossible to complete the national decks. Without Ruby, Sapphire, and Emerald, it's literally impossible. And yeah, Colosseum and Gale of Darkness can't connect anyway, but the only Pokemon that really matter from those games were the Johto legendaries. And you could just get them in these games. Okay, and I'm realizing this is actually a good strategy. Having my lead Pokemon be the Voltorb with the EXP share, so when I switch into Venusaur to actually get the KO, Voltorb still gets more experience. I need to figure out what my final team will be when dealing with the Elite Four. Obviously, Venusaur and Dragonite are going to go because they're already in their 50s. But I need to think of what other Pokemon I could take to the Elite Four with, because one Ice type and I'm dead. So I'll probably need Baby. I mean, I could bring Rhydon, it's already a really high level. But it's not like I can really do much against an Ice type. The only move it has as a rock move is Rock Blast. And that thing is seriously inaccurate. And I could go to Rock Tunnel and give it the Rock Slide move, but I want to save that for something that's actually going to need it. And as much as I'd love to build my team before the Elite Four, that would still take up a bunch of time. And believe it or not, I am still technically on the clock with this challenge. Because, well, even though the best method is to do the Versus Seeker stuff, again, I like to do Pickup Squad better, because then I can just skip levels entirely. Once Voltorb gets to about the mid-20s and learns an electric move. Although I could look at my TMs. No, I don't even have any electric TMs. Because I've not taken on Surge yet. I don't even have the TM. I think it was Shockwave was from Surge. I don't even have that one yet, because I've not even taken him down yet. Yeah, let me look at my thing I've got going. My checklist. Yeah, besides Slowbro, all the LeafGreen exclusives are done. I've got the choice Pokemon done, so the Hitmon and the Evolution. Need to make sure I actually did catch everything, because I almost forgot about Goldeen and Seeking earlier. Yeah, looking at the list, yeah, I think I've got everything that I need just to catch, and I just have to focus on evolutions now. I see what the next section's gonna be like after this. It's pre-badge 4. Okay, so the section after this is going to be extremely tiny, because then I'll be able to get Surf. Okay, and it's 103 Pokemon once I've done with all the evolutions in this section. And yeah, this section actually has my first legendary. So I've got Tentacruel, Magneton, Dugong, Weezing, Tangela, Aerodactyl, Zapdos, and either Omastar or Kabutops. I don't remember which fossil I picked. Look, I got the Dome fossil, so that would mean I would get Kabutops. Okay. So obviously I'm going to try and save Zapdos for last. So we'll get everything evolved and caught before Zapdos. And if I still don't get a shiny before then, I'll just catch the Zapdos. I mean, I'm not desperate for a Zapdos, mostly because I got one in Let's Go, so... yeah, I'm not exactly desperate for another shiny Zapdos. If I... dogs... Dog's schizophrenic, I swear. But yeah, if I do want another shiny Zapdos, I'm gonna wait till it's like possible to do RNG manipulation on the Switch. And from what I've heard, I think it's like late March, possibly early April, or mid-March maybe. So it might be a little bit before all the calibrations and testings have been done for it. We can do arbitrary code execution though, but I'm not doing that yet. For the code execution, I want to wait till I've done my Oak challenge, then I'll get all the extra Pokemon. Chesterberry, Venusaur. So once it comes to time where I have to face the Elite Four, I'll gather my 6 strongest Pokemon, well, with type matchups in mind, and I'll use those to take on the Elite Fours. Obviously Venusaur Dragonite going to be there. Maybe Rapidash, because I don't have a Fire type. And Rapidash evolves in the 40s, so that's a possibility. Again, Rhydon's possible, but it doesn't get good moves. That's pretty bad. Although actually, no, I could just go in with some Legendary. I'll be able to have the majority of the birds by then. And yeah, that just makes my team even more weak to Ice, but... and then again, Articuno can be neutral to Ice. Moltres is actually is also neutral to Ice, but it's also strong against Ice, so... we'll see how things go. Preferably I don't want to use the Legendaries, but if I have to, I will. But they'll be massively underleveled. There'll be no reason to level them up. Yeah, and the order I have like Pokemon in the box one, that's the order I'm going to do all my evolutions in, just because it's lowest level first, then do the highest level. And yeah, Grimer is going to be the easiest one to level up, as long as I can actually hit Pokemon. Like, if Grimer actually has some good attacks. Oh yeah, I've been playing Pokopia quite a bit recently as well. I've not made that much progress because I'm slow at these kinds of games. Oh, hello Ryu! Hello! How are we doing today? I've been doing really good, thank you. Been enjoying LeafGreen with my Oak Challenge. I've been enjoying Pokopia, and I'm seeing with sales, Pokopia is extremely popular. Like, even the bad stuff about the game key cards, that's not stopping the game from selling. I mean, it doesn't matter in my case, because no matter which version of the game you get, it's download only. You still have to download the whole game. So at that point, just you might as well just buy it on the eShop. Yeah, that's the purpose of the Professor Oak's challenge. You just gotta get every single possible Pokemon before each possible gym badge. And I still only have 2 badges. By the time this section's done, I'll have 103 Pokemon in the Pokédex. Best case, Animal Crossing New Horizons is at this point, probably get game eventually. I mean, honestly, I feel like the only thing that's really similar with New Horizons and Pokopia is like the menu, the inventory. That's the only thing I think is really similar to that game. Maybe the character motions, but the building, nah, that's completely different. It's got Minecraft-like building. It's a lot better. Wait, only 2 badges? How did you think so about you? Because it's not a traded Pokemon. That logic only applies to traded Pokemon. And the only Pokemon I have that are traded, they're in my box. So the Farfetch'd, Mr. Mime, the Jinx, they're all traded Pokemon because they're trade exclusives in this game. So you have to trade with an in-game player. Or in-game NPC. From the maker of Dragon Quest Builder. That's probably why it seems so much similar then. Similar makers. But yeah, the way I'm thinking of doing my Pokopia world, I want to try and recreate the accurate parts of the Pokemon world. So obviously it's going to mean I'm going to be destroying a lot of my habitats that I built. But I'm not going to worry too much about that little project for a while, because I need to actually make some progress to unlock all the materials first. Yeah, once this Professor Oak's challenge is done, I'm going to take advantage of arbitrary code execution, just so I can get the Pokédex completed. Because it's possible to force specific encounters and to make an NPC become a trade mule for you. So I'm going to use that as the way for me to complete the Pokédex with only 1 game. After training my team to level 50, I had no problem taking on the Elite Boy or level 6 now. Oh, nice! Oh, plenty good for the post-game then. And if you want to do the Elite Four rematches, I think you've got... probably should go for like level 70, because they're in the mid-60s, I think. And with National Dex Pokemon. Oh yeah, the only reason I've not really played Fire Red on this console yet is because I want to do a badge quest with that one. So that's like getting a shiny before each batch. So yeah, I really do want to do a batch quest in that game. And for once, my starter's not going to be Bulbasaur. You might want a Cubone with the thick club item, because attack boosted. How do I get a thick club? Do I have to get it on a wild Cubone, or do I have to just find it somewhere else? Because I do have the Cubone. If I have to get it off a wild Cubone, then a 5% chance off a wild Cubone. Nah, I'm not gonna bother. I will not bother. The only time I did that was for wild Clefairy. Yeah, the last time I did that, I had to get a couple of Moonstones from wild Clefairy. And I'm pretty sure it has the same encounter rate, so no thank you. It is not necessary, and it will just waste time. Ooh, red candy. Right, save my game, because now I have an electric move. A good one. What level is Voltorb supposed to be? Voltorb. Where is Voltorb? Level 30, okay. Good luck getting the lucky egg. First one I caught gave it. Damn, nice! I've only caught one Chansey though, so. And funny enough, the Chansey I caught was actually the very first Chansey I encountered, which was really lucky. Oh, crit, nice! Nope, no, I wanna go to the box. Okay. Yeah, collecting all the rare items, that's not my goal for this. Unless I happen to come across them. Like, for example, the Soothe Bell and the Leftovers. I got my hands on those items. You should get the Versus Seeker for battle rematches. I mean, true, but the thing is, I've already got it. But I don't want to use it that much, because I want to get as many wild encounters as possible. Because I want to get a shiny Pokemon in this game. Because once I can catch a shiny, then I'll be able to find out what my secret ID is in the save. And once I know my secret ID... Shit. Yeah, once I know my secret ID, it'll make RNG manipulation a lot more possible. And even though I'll probably have all the legendaries caught by then, although I'm hoping I can... Don't forget stuff. Brett. Let me just show you my collection. Just show you what I've got, okay? I've caught every Pokemon possible. I'm just doing evolutions. New Pokemon. So here's all I need to evolve right now. Krabby, Cubone, the 2 Slowpoke, Machop, Doduo, Goldeen, Venonat, and Grimer. The Chansey and the Golbat are there for a later section, because they're friendship evolutions. Here's the Pokemon I've completed. Butterfree, Beedrill, Hero, Eradicate, yada 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 yada. Yep, see? I've got all the catches. Just need the evolutions. Thankfully the next section's nowhere near as long, but I do need to get a legendary. Did I heal? Yeah. Yeah, I think the only thing I really need to worry about is what my team will be when facing the Elite Four for the first time. Because obviously I'm going to have Venusaur and Dragonite, because they're in their 50s already. Maybe I'll have the legendary birds, because I think you catch them at level 50 as well. I honestly don't know what other Pokemon I could put on my team besides those ones. I won't be able to have Mewtwo. I feel like Mewtwo will probably be one of the last catches. The share of the legendaries, but they fixed the raw bug on these. Yeah, from what I've seen, the way they fixed the bug, they just removed raw from the learn sets completely. They can't even learn raw anymore. That's how they fixed the problem. How's it been the outside? Going good, Chi. Going good. Can I? I'll go. Bruh! It just one shot. Screw your static. Ah! No, there's no point in KOing you. The Voltorb's not going to get the experience. Alright, at least I know now that Eradicate is actually too powerful for my Voltorb to even tank a hit. So it could deal with Fearow, but it can't deal with Eradicate. I mean, to be honest, if Fury Attack lands, that would probably KO Voltorb. Don't underestimate Rat. Yeah, I'll face the Sky Rats instead. Yeah, looks like I'm one-shot Spearow. Level 22. So I need to get 8 more levels on Voltorb. Fearow. This thing gives a good amount of experience. Now, I don't remember if Electric is a physical or a special type. Can I get paralysis? This time. Why Peck? Wouldn't Fury Attack be better? Oh, there's a crit. Okay, yeah, so I can deal with Fearow. 578 experience, that's good. Oh yeah, I've also, I've completed my schedule for this week. So I should probably, explain one we stream. On different profile, do a shiny hunt for my starter, other ones eventually. Oh, nice! Schedules. So, my schedule for this week is definitely Pokemon heavy. So today, obviously, we're doing LeafGreen. Tomorrow, doing Pokemon Violet with Atreus, continuing our Monotype challenge into the Indigo Disc. Wednesday will be Pokopia. Thursday, we're doing the Mimosame for the first time in God knows how long. Because there's an in-game event that's going to be happening on the 12th, which I'm not planning on missing out on. And Thursday, no, not Thursday, Friday, sorry, is going to be Pokopia again. And Saturday, I'm going to try and do Devil May Cry 3. Bruh, that tackle did no damage. What was that? That tackle did absolutely nothing. I thought I'd be able to get a weak attack victory with tackle, but it was so weak it didn't do any damage. No, I'm not going to use a Hyper Potion. I'm just going to go to the Pokemon Center. Special attack 31, physical attack 21. Alright, let's go heal. Yeah, I could probably take on some of those trainers for a good bonus experience. Just until Voltorb is actually defensive enough to deal with some of the stronger ones. But Gen 10 starts considering going Gekma because information could go. Okay. Yeah, so the things I'm hoping for the Gen 10 starters, their final forms. For Brout, I hope it becomes a cassowary. So it would probably be a grass fighting type, because that makes the most sense for a cassowary. For the fire type, for Pombon, I want it to become a ground type. Not because of anything that would make any sense, but I want a fire ground starter. Because we have a grass ground, we have a water ground, we don't have a fire ground yet. And for the water type, yeah, water poison, because seemingly where the region might be based on, I think a Komodo dragon inspired starter might be best. And since we can't obviously have a base starter as a dragon type, because that would be way too unfair and overpowered, have it be a poison type, since Komodo dragons are known for doing toxic damage. Oh, yeah, my Venusaur is a quirky nature, so neutral all around. Yeah, my choice of starter, I'm still not 100% sure. I'm still tied between Pombon and Brout. I just hope with the promotional cycle that they're gonna have, I really hope they show off the final forms before the game goes live. Because we're not going to be relying on leaks this time. Leaks are not an option to choose our starters. They need to tell us what the starters will become. Because I want that to determine my choice. How's Pocopia going? It's going good so far. I'm pretty slow because that's how I am with these kinds of games. But I've made some progress. I've got quite a few Pokemon. I've got a Charizard already. I think my most recent new companion was Ivysaur. Managed to finish the story. Already? Damn. I've basically made no progress with the story. For legendary Pokemon, I've encountered Ho-Oh, Lugia, and Kyogre. I've not encountered any other legendaries, but I know others do exist. Winds and waves version of the waves with mentioning until water is. I mean that's even if the waves legendary even is a water type. I mean, so far the only version exclusive differences we know of are the player character outfits and the cosplay Pikachu. And so far, it's just the cosplay Pikachu that's determining my version, being waves. Because we don't know of any version exclusives yet, so... Oh god. Voltorb's gonna get KO'd. Come on, that would have been a good experience. Go away. Do I even have any revives? Got 3 max revives. We don't have any regular revives. Oh, Eradicate again. No, you're not facing this one, Voltorb. Can't wait to see what your final team is going to be for the board. I'm actually curious about it as well, because again, there's not that many Pokemon that have high evolution levels in this game. So more than likely, Venusaur, Dragonite, the 3 legendary birds. I don't know what else would be there, maybe Rapidash or Rhydon. Probably Rhydon if I'm going to have Moltres. But if I'm going to go through my second run through, then Tyranitar would definitely be on the team. But I'll only focus on actually developing a team once I've actually completed the challenge. And obviously I do want to try out arbitrary code execution. So I need to make sure my storage is all good to go and they don't have any Pokemon in boxes that they shouldn't be in. Didn't use the birds because it would be too easy. I mean, true, but because I'm technically on a time crunch, because the challenge is how fast can you do it, it'd be easier to use the birds than to raise up whole new Pokemon. And yeah, I could speed things up if I was to do trainer battles, but again, the more battles I do, the more items I'm going to have after battle, and the more rare candies I can get. So that's why I prefer to have a pickup squad. And since in this game, pickup isn't level based, it's a lot easier to get the items I need. Not if you had lucky egg plus EXP share rematch battles. Yes, again, true, but I'm not going to go through the effort for the lucky egg, because that would be such a time waster. Because not only would I have to encounter a Chansey, but I'd also need to catch it and hope it has a lucky egg. The odds are just not in my favour. I'd rather not bother. This is literally the worst game to get a lucky egg in. It's already at max a 4% encounter rate for a Chansey, depending on the area. And add on a 5% chance on top of that just for it to hold it. And then slap on, what is it, like a 10% chance to catch? It's just not worth all the effort. At that point, it might just be easier to get a shiny. And I've been here for nearly 60 hours, just grinding levels. Took me a while to catch a chance. Yeah, you definitely got lucky on it. I mean, I got lucky I caught my first Chansey, but I didn't catch a single one after that. Because every time I was in the Safari Zone, I made sure to try and catch every single Chansey. Of course, every single one of them ran away after the first one. Yeah. When it comes to, like, doing Fire Red... wait, I've got a shiny Hitmonlee after soft resetting for 8 hours. I mean, that's pretty fast! That's a pretty quick hunt right there. Because considering the fact you can just zone out and do something else while you do resets, that's no time at all, 8 hours. That's really fast, especially for Gen 3. Yeah, with Fire Red, I want to do a badge quest with RNG manipulation, obviously. But I'm going to wait till all the research has been done for the Switch versions. I assume it's going to be like 2 different calibrations for Switch 1 and Switch 2. Yeah, he's lucky. So other players hit their shiny capital at full odds. Yeah, people are really lucky getting their starters. I tried, but I wanted to start the challenge already. But when I do my second run, yeah, I'm 100% going to shiny on my starter. And since I'm not going to choose Bulbasaur for my next run, I'll need to figure out what to do. Either Charmander or Squirtle. Although based on the shiny colours, I would probably go for Charmander, despite the fact it's technically the worst starter for a Kanto run, and Squirtle's the best one. Like, if you're doing a speedrun technique, Squirtle's the best, but if it's just a normal gameplay, then Bulbasaur is the best. But I'm not entirely sure which one I'll choose for my badge quest run. Okay, considering the fact that Lapras is a possibility, and I might try and get that, maybe I'll do Charizard. Maybe another run I could do could be a no catching challenge. Because there's a few Pokemon I could do a no catching challenge for. The all things considered, everything in the game corner counts. So I could have an Alakazam if I wanted to, a Dragonite. I could probably even have a Sizzle. Yeah, if I'm willing to spend the effort and time going through the game corner just to get the right Pokemon, then yeah, a no catching challenge would be really interesting. Obviously, I wouldn't be able to get the Scizor until I get the National Dex, so... Charmander the best shiny Kanto handler. Your Charmander's so early. I mean, to be honest, at least with the first gym, in Gen 3, Charmander did get Metal Claw, which does help it function a bit better. Although by then, you'll probably still need like a second Pokemon to help deal with the Rock type. So at least in this generation, Rock type Pokemon actually have Rock type attacks. Because in Generation 1, in Red, Blue, and Yellow, weirdly enough, it was actually Butterfree that was one of the best Pokemon to deal with Brock with. Because no Rock type moves, plus Butterfree getting Confusion on level up, or on evolution. Like, that's really solid. Having that powerful of a move for the first gym on a fully evolved Pokemon, and they can't even do anything to deal with you. Yeah, and at least, yeah, with the badge quest, at least I won't have to worry about getting everything fully evolved before the next section. I could just do level quotas. And I'll still have the pickup squad, obviously, because I don't have to level them up. I mean, even if I did have to level them up, I probably would do it anyway, because I've done it before. I've done pickup squad at Platinum before. Goodbye, Firo. Top grew to level 26. Charizard would be considered strongest fire type. YouTube for Surge. Sandslash, Dugtrio. I mean, Dugtrio makes the most sense. Because you can catch one at like level 30. Like before you deal with Surge. And it's gonna have Dig already. So, yeah, Dugtrio is like the best thing to deal with Surge with. Although when it comes to Orange Imitation, I need to have a Pokemon that can have Sweet Scent. Because I think it's Ivysaur, either Ivysaur or Venusaur, that's the earliest way to get Sweet Scent. Although there's probably others I could probably use to get Sweet Scent. Because you need Sweet Scent if you want to do like RNG manipulation for wild Pokemon, because then you can guarantee the encounter. Right. get paralyzed. No. Okay. Goodbye, Rata. Oh. Chesterberry. Ooh, almost a cherry berry. How many rare candies do I have? 3. I always keep one in my box, so 2. Let me make sure all my teams are on the same level, but Sky aces around. Yeah, fair enough. Fair enough. I guess I could say the same about my Dragonite as well. Because I ended up using my Dragonite just to completely obliterate Sylph Company. Because it was a Dragonite starting off, and then it was in range of level 55, where I could just use my rare candies to evolve it. Okay. Yep, it is. Oh, there's the Chesterberry. You could use Marowak for Surge too. I mean, yeah, but when I have 2 Pokemon in their mid to late 50s, I don't think Marowak really matters. Because Venusaur alone can deal with it. By the duo. 127, so yeah, now technically... Okay, well, we're not doing that. That's a horrible move to have. You're not going to go Boom Boom, thank you. Venusaur move pool isn't good in counters at TMs. Yeah, but at the same time, it doesn't really matter because I can just overpower the Pokemon. Even though Razor Leaf is my only attacking move on Venusaur, because of how high my level is, I can just overpower Surge and basically any gym leader. Maybe not Erica, I might have to have Dragonite deal with Erica. Yeah, that's the reason I've got Growth on my Venusaur. So in case it's dealing with an opponent that can resist Grass, I can use Growth to be able to boost my special attack. And because Grass is a special type in this game, it boosts all of the Grass type moves. Yeah, Venusaur's moveset is Razor Leaf, Synthesis, Growth, and Sleep Powder. Well, yeah, again, in those scenarios, I'm just going to use my Dragonite. In a scenario where I can't do much damage to an opponent and they'll just deal super effective damage to me, I'll just use Dragonite. And that's exactly why I need to find a third Pokemon to be able to deal with Lorelei. Because, yeah, Venusaur could do it. But if it gets hit by an ice attack, a really powerful ice attack, at that, it won't really matter. Lizard. Gee, you scared me half to death with the lizard. Jesus. I actually got scared by that. You're scared of me with lizard. Wait, one thing I do want to see about Pokopia, I want to know if Mudkip is actually in the game. Because I've not seen the complete list on Cerebi, because obviously Cerebi's going to have a complete list, but I saw something that said it would only have the most popular starter of each region, excluding Kanto, because they'd have all three. And it makes me kind of worried that Swampert might not be in the game yet. I haven't seen it so far. Yeah, it just makes me worried because I want to see Swampert. I do have a couple of ground types. I've got Cubone, and I've got Drillbur. But I think that's basically it for my ground types. I know I could get some more, but I need to create the habitats first. And I have some habitats, but no Pokemon's inhabiting them yet. Oh, paralysis. Yes! I wish we got that crit earlier. We would have saved some PP for Spark. Oh, another one. A Pecha Berry. I want to use a couple of orange berries. Yeah, because of pickup, I have so many berries. And it's all like the basic berries, so basic healing, restoring status conditions. There we go. Oh yeah, I should probably mention like what games I'm probably going to be playing in the future, so we're ready for when they release. The My Little Puppy game, I'm probably going to wait till the physical release comes out, so that'll probably be... I don't remember when the release date was. I think it's supposed to be like a month after the game releases. I think that's when the physical release comes out for Switch. So I'll probably wait till then to get the game. And there's a new... If anyone remembers Sword Art Online, that fantasy game anime, it's getting another game, which is actually one that I've been looking forward to for ages before I even heard of this. Like a game that is accurate to the in-game world of Aincrad, like where the first arc takes place. Like one that's not heavily influenced by the story of the anime, one that doesn't force you into a group of the anime characters. What I was waiting for, just us being us in the story. And it seems like that's what we're going to get. And there's even going to be a hardcore mode where you die, save file's gone too. And I would love to do that, but knowing me, I'd get myself killed in the first enemy, so probably not the best idea. Raichu is an archetype to deal with Lorelei, Grass or Water for Bruno, Ghost types, using Dragonite. I mean, with Agatha, she really only uses poison types, if you really think about it. Like, because of the lack of ghost types in Gen 1, she is a poison specialist. Just because there's only one ghost family in Generation 1. And then Generation 2 doesn't really make it any better, because they only added one new one, being Mischievous. And I don't even remember if she's even in this game. And yeah, it wouldn't really be worth it to level up my Raichu, because it's only level 3. It would take a long time just to level it up. How much experience is this going to give? 624. Yeah, I want to try and save those rare candies for Slowpoke. Slowpoke evolves at level 37, and I have to do it twice. So using the Agatha as my Pokemon. I mean, at least Koga is actually using poison types. Pretty sure that, was it Weezing, Muk, and Venomoth are on his team? I think that's in the Let's Go version, though. Nidoking is who I battle with. I mean, to be honest, Nidoking is one of the best counter Pokemon. Let's be honest. It's one of the best ones. But I'm not going to use it because it's way too underleveled. I mean, in the case of 2 gym badges, it's a few levels below where it should be. But where I am in the story, it's way too underleveled. Right, goodbye, Firo. Okay, one more decent battle and I should be able to get to level 29. I guess Voltorb might be in like the fast experience group, because it's been the fastest to level up. Okay, right, okay, well, Voltorb's not doing that one alone. Voltorb is one heck of a glass cannon. What else in games is the grind show? Yep. I kept seeing stuff about people complaining that the games were too difficult, and like, bro, they were conditioned to be able to deal with an easy Pokemon game. Like, if they knew, they should have. I don't know. I feel like people just want to complain these days, but yeah, they complain that the games are too hard, and I'm like, it's not hard. The games are not difficult if you know what you're doing. They just didn't even try. I mean, for stuff like people not knowing about poison damage outside battle, alright, fair enough, because that doesn't really happen anymore. Because I'm pretty sure that was only the generation, the first 3 generations. I don't even know if even Gen 4 had that. So, with poison outside of battle, that's a little more understandable, because not many games have that. I generally don't even remember if anything past Generation 3 even had it. There's 1 to 3 outside the house mechanics. I mean, yeah, at the end of the day, with the EXP share stuff, it's not really more difficult, it's just more time consuming. And honestly, I don't mind it that much because I get more shiny encounters. Plus, the Versus Seeker is there to speed things up if people don't want to deal with wild encounters. And also, yeah, with like the physical special stuff, I knew about that stuff before I even played the Gen 3 games. Or, yeah, Gen 3 games. So, the moral of the story, just do basic research before you play the games. Trying to go deep the level you get to a Pope. I did say it would be more time consuming, so it would still take longer to get the levels. I never said you never had to grind. Because no matter what game you play, you still have to do some level of grinding. But it's just the fact that in the older games, when it wasn't EXP share going to every single Pokemon all the time, you just had to spend more time leveling your Pokemon. That's what I mean by it's more time consuming. So I want to make sure that yeah, that's why with the older games, I like to have a leveling quota. Because then I can make sure they're at a specific level before the next boss. I even do that for modern games. A couple more battles and then Voltor will be good to go. And ones that have rematch. Yeah, because they're going to be stronger. Plus, they're going to have different Pokemon as well. Right, Voltorb is evolving! Just put that to 94. There we go. I'll leave the image on there for a little bit because it's not going to be there permanently. But we now have Electrode. Take the Raw Berry, give me the EXP share because that's going to go on a different Pokemon now. Alright then. Yep, level 30 Electrode, all good to go. Next Pokemon. It is Krabby next. Krabby is next on the list. Yeah, looking at my Pokemon. Yeah, Rhydon has the highest chance of being put on the Elite 14. But I would need to really revamp its moveset before I even consider doing that. And even then, I don't even know if the move tutors are multiple time usage. I personally, so who is the team up so far? Okay, so I've got Dragonite right here at level 59. I've got my Venusaur at level 54. Those are my only two main options, because everything else is now under the level I would prefer them to be. But yeah, I do have Pidgeot, but it's only level 36. And again, Rhydon is a possibility, but if I want to use it, I'll need to invest a bunch of good moves onto it. Because if I look at its moveset right now, Rock Blast, Stomp, Takedown, and Horn Drill. Not exactly a very solid move for a Rhydon. And then again, in the early games, Rhydon didn't really get anything to begin with. And Rock Blast sucks because it barely hits. And when it does, it barely does any damage. Okay. Krabby. No. Item give. XP share. Obviously, I'm gonna have to switch train this Krabby for a little bit. Having limited TMs in the game is also being so much harder. True, The only TMs that are not limited are the ones that get at the game corner and hidden power. But even then, you've got to put a lot of time and effort into getting those TMs. Okay, let's see. For Krabby, what level does Krabby have to be? Krabby. Where is Krabby? Oh, here it is. Level 28. Krabby needs to be level 28. Let me change this picture to be Krabby. There we go. And obviously Krabby is not going to be doing any fighting for a long time. Maybe once it's strong enough, it can maybe deal with a couple of Spearow, but... maybe I'll use rare candies on this Krabby. There's an event happening in Pokopia. Oh yeah, the Hobbit event. Thankfully, I've got my Pokemon Center built, so maybe I've got a chance of getting it sorted. Ah, crap, Pursuit. No! No! No, go away. Bruh, it died in one hit to a Pursuit. Yeah, maybe I'll just, maybe I'll go to an earlier location. Just to be able to level up with Scrabby, because... oh boy. Maybe I'll go to Diglett Tunnel, then at least it'll be able to stand a chance. Yeah, obviously not in these grass patches, there's grass types in here. Everything would die. Krabby would die to anything it touches in this area. Oh, get out of the way! Oops, no. Wait, no, I need to go this way. Okay. Let's use Diglett's Cave to try and level up Krabby. And at least it has a water move, so it can deal some damage. And if I need to switch out, I've got Venusaur in the back. But if the Pokemon's got Arena Trap, then Krabby just fun. Bubble. Scratch. Okay, yeah, I can deal with the Diglett. Probably will not be able to deal with the Dugtrio. Krabby and Killing are good options for coverage to get back to the game corner. I mean, I could, but yeah, think about it. At the same time, I've got to be quick about this. And that took a long time. Just for 200 experience and half dead after one battle. Okay, I need to buy some super potions. I don't want to use my hyper potion such little health. Yes, that is true. That is true. I forgot about that. I forgot I could just use Surf. There we go. Krabby learns Surf. That, thanks for the tip there. That's actually a helpful one. Now I can actually deal some damn damage. Gotta heal up first. Ugh. And I'll make sure Surf is at front. Get 15 PP. And it's got some decent power on it. A Durant Berry. I don't understand what the point of the rare berries are in Fire LeafGreen, because they serve a better purpose when they're in Ruby and Sapphire. Unless that's the whole purpose, just trade them to Ruby and Sapphire and make the Pokeblocks like that. Oh, Dog Trio. Okay. Please don't have Arena Trap. Okay, good. You found a very rare Pokemon? Ooh, what'd you get? Oh, come on, why'd you have to miss? It's 3 feet in front of you! You got a Blastoise. Oh! Pokemon. Oh, yeah. Okay. I guess we both share a rare Pokemon then. I've got my Charizard, and I've also got Ivysaur. So Harden. No thank you, Harden sucks. Oh yeah, to be honest, I do have a lot of berries. You can thank Pickup for that, because a lot of the rewards from Pickup are berries. God damn it, Diglett using Dig. Get it's your namesake, but geez, let me hit you. And he's doing it again. Oh, damn it. Only one left till I have all 3 of the counters out. Oh, nice! Okay, more progress than me. I've got to heal again. God damn it. I forgot to get super potions. Put them on the way back. Still got... It's one battle, and it still can't handle it. I guess once Crappy's strong enough. I mean, to be honest, when it's strong enough, I'll probably grind in a different area. The Cubone, I don't know where I would level up Cubone. I don't know, I'll have to think about it. I mean, I could probably just do Route 16 and just switch train. Then maybe once it's strong enough, I could do it in a different area. Scratch. No damage. Surf. That did a lot of damage. There we go. Finally got a KO without being half killed. Okay. Come on. What levels to grind here? Oh boy, level 20. This thing's gonna spam dig, isn't it? Oh, that's even worse! Oh, thank god I got a crit. Okay. Always use Diglett to train Grass. Yeah, I mean, that's fair. Level 17, and now I have super potions. I'll just move them to where the hyper potions are. There we go. I gotta save the hyper potions for the stronger Pokemon. Level 15. Oh, sand attack. Oh my god. I hate this move. Just one sand attack, and then you're not attacking for like 10 turns. I blame Sandshrew for that. Because whenever I'm level grinding, and using Sandshrew as the target as they give good experience, it's always sand attack. It only likes to use. Use potion, use potion. I mean, yeah, fair enough. I think with RNG mixed, I might try and go for the event legendaries as shinies if I can do RNG minute. So potions most of grinding for levels because it's cheaper. True. Oh, yeah. Asperberry. Well, I'm not going to be frozen for a while, so... I mean, unless it's Doduo using Tri-Attack and constantly freezing my Pokemon. The Paralysis and Burn maybe once each, and then every single time after that was like freeze. So I already... Oh yeah, with Arbitrary Code Execution, you can duplicate your items if you really want to. So that could be a way to get more TMs, using the code execution. Of course, if you mess up, then it's goodbye. But, I mean, if you mess it up, as long as you don't save afterwards, just restart before you start the code execution, you should be fine. But more than likely, I'll probably try and do the code execution live. Ooh. Okay, that did a lot of damage. Oh, I could have attacked that turn. Now, Mail Glitch is easy. I mean, yeah, the glitch is not that difficult to pull off. It's the creating the actual arbitrary codes that's difficult. I mean, not so difficult, more so tedious. Because obviously you still need to have the right Pokemon. And obviously, I don't want to lose the Mr. Mime. I think it was recommended that you use the trade Nidoran. Like the Nidorino for Nidorino trade. And use that as the glitch Pokemon. Oh no, it's got Arena Trap! Okay, Krabby, you're gonna have to have some of the best luck possible here. Yeah, you're not getting that luck. Ah. It's a pain to set up. I can't get the infinite red candies yet. Found a rainbow feather I've no longer have for. Oh boy. I've gotten 5 rainbow feathers and 2 silver feathers so far. Bro, did you just seriously mud slap me? Come on. And you're gonna run away, you little shit! It wasn't on fire either. That must mean it was probably raining in the time it took for it to hit the ground and for you to find it. It must have been raining during that time then. Oh, one thing I found out in Pokopia, if you have two Pokemon with I think it was the engineer? Is it engineer or like the building trait? I don't remember exactly which one it was, but if you have two of them on the same build, and instead of it making it work overnight, it takes only an hour. And, well, I can't prove it yet myself, because I found out while it was partway through building one of my builds. I don't know if it affects, like, the smaller builds, but supposedly the larger builds will only take an hour. Oh, another... Why does it have to spam the moves? Bubble. Diglett. Of course. This is getting on my nerves now. That's the only thing they like to do, just spam dig! Go fuck yourself, Diglett. I'm not training in here anymore. I said I'm not training in here anymore! Go away! You don't deserve the warrior's death. Go away. Doing a Nuzlocke or Mono challenge in BiriboFukuro be a challenge? I've already done a Nuzlocke. I've already done a Nuzlocke in LeafGreen before. And I beat it. Pretty sure my final team had Hypno in it, of all Pokemon. Don't train your ones. Well, it's a bit difficult when the Pokemon keeps going into places it can't be hit by. That's not exactly in my control. This is Sancho, it won't disappear. It's a little bit less experience, but considering Krabby's level, that's still a lot of experience. I'll wait till... I'm just gonna grind here. No, you don't. No. I'm just gonna go back to where it started. I'm just gonna do it how I've been doing it for ages. Because I'm annoyed now. Yeah, I've got to travel the whole way around because I don't have access to fly yet. I really wish I could use the D-pad in this game! Why do they have to make it so the D-pad is unusable as a D-pad? If it was only for single Joy-Con layouts, there wouldn't be an issue because they would need those for the main buttons. But when you're using both Joy-Cons or a Pro Controller, actually no, I don't know about Pro Controller, but with two Joy-Cons, I don't know why they have to do it for the double Joy-Con layout. Because I want to use the D-pad to move around. But look, I'm pressing left on the D-pad, and it's the Y button. And I tried remapping it, but you can't remap the joystick controls onto the D-pad. I need to be careful with the duo, because if it decides to pick Pursuit, that could be a one-hit KO. Yeah, doing it like this is better. I get more experience. And less of a chance that Krabby's going to die on it. It might lose half its health to a Pursuit, though. But I've got super potions for that. Yeah, I'm aware of that. I always have L equals A in my Game Boy control layout. But unfortunately, it doesn't really change the D-pad. It has everything you need to do. True, but when playing this game specifically, it was originally made with a D-pad. And it's a bit more difficult to control using the joystick compared to the D-pad. And again, I don't know if it's different for a Pro Controller, because I've not used a Pro Controller in a little bit. I hope it's different with the Pro Controller, because it would suck if it wasn't. I like to use a D-pad for older Pokemon games, because it's a grid-based system. It's a lot easier to use. Let's try attack. We're going to do freeze. So now that we know that the legendary beasts can't use Roar anymore, I might not use the Master Ball. I might just try and whittle its health down. Because what do I need to say from a Master Ball or a Shiny? I mean, preferably, I hope I can find a Shiny before I encounter my legendary beast. Because again, I do want to Shiny hunt it. Out of all the Kanto, who would you say is strongest use for a playthrough? For speed running, Charizard and Blastoise are good options. But if it's just a generic playthrough, Venusaur is the best. Like, it really shines in the early game. Because it's super effective against both Brock and Misty. It resists the, what's his name, Surge. Sure, in the 4th gym, Venusaur doesn't shine the best, but by then, you're going to have something that can deal with it. You're going to have a counter for Grass by the time you get there. But the late game? Well, the early game is what's important. The early game is the important part. Because once you can get through the early game, then you can get to the late game to get Pokemon to help you with the late game. Besides, if I'm being completely honest, I don't really care much for Charizard and Blastoise. I much prefer Venusaur. But there's not that many generations of starters where I like all of them. Johto, I think, is more recently one of those where I like all of them. Gets destroyed by Sabrina, blaming Giovanni. You realize Giovanni's a ground type specialist, right? Venusaur's a good option there. Sabrina, yeah, fair enough. Blaine, fair enough. But Giovanni, nah. Giovanni's a ground type user. Some of his Pokemon are rock ground. A grass type is perfect for Giovanni. What are you on about? It'd make more sense if you said Erica. Because what's Venusaur going to do against grass types? It doesn't have any poison moves. I mean, it has some poison attacks, but they're TMs, and you don't even get them there. So, replace what you said about Giovanni and say that for Erica. That's more accurate. But again, by then, you're probably just going to have a Growlithe or a Vulpix you found nearby. So you could just use that to deal with Erica. You can solo Giovanni with a Venusaur. Is that a bet? I mean, it's not exactly fair, because in this save file, Venusaur is stronger than all of Giovanni's Pokemon. It's higher level than his ace. It depends on who's best. I think Charizard is the one that struggles against Giovanni the most, because, like I said, he's got Rhyhorn on his team. But even then, I think he struggles the most, but in reality, not really that much. Because he's immune to all the ground attacks. Oh, for fuck's sake. What is it with these Pokemon and having pursuit all the time? Ugh. Why do they have to spam that damn move? I'm glad that move got deleted later on. That's so annoying. Yeah, let me have a look at what Giovanni's moveset would be. Fire LeafGreen, gym leaders. Yeah, so Giovanni has 2 Rhyhorn, Dugtrio, Nidoqueen, and Nidoking. Yeah, 3 of those Pokemon are weak to grass, 2 of them being 4 times weak to grass, and Nidoqueen and Nidoking will be neutral to grass, but will also in return deal neutral damage. So, yeah. Well, let me see if I can find their movesets, because Cerebi doesn't show their movesets. Scroll down. Okay, so Rhyhorn has Earthquake, Rock Blast, Scary Face, Takedown, the first Rhyhorn. In fact, no, both of the Rhyhorn have that moveset. So, 1 Rock Blast and Charizard is Dunzo. Dugtrio, Earthquake, Mud Slap, Sand Tomb, and Slash. Nidoqueen... Nidoqueen has Body Slam, Double Kick, Earthquake, Poison Sting. Nidoking, Double Kick, Earthquake, Poison Sting, and Thrash. So the only threats to Venusaur are the Nidos. But even then, I could just use Growth once and then just use Razor Leaf. But yet you can't convince me that Venusaur is not a good starter against Giovanni. That you can't convince. Charizard is a worse choice, since two of his Pokemon could one-shot Charizard. Blastoise is a neutral pick. Because, in fact, no, Blastoise is the best one, actually. Blastoise is best for dealing with Giovanni. There's one Surf, and that's it. You're done. Yeah, so Venusaur is second best against Giovanni, just because Blastoise is made to deal with Giovanni. Not if LeafGreen had Ice Beam, they have. Well, yeah, but that's the thing, they don't. They don't have those moves. And there's no rematch for Giovanni, so you don't have to worry about it. Like I said, Nidoqueen, Body Slam, Double Kick, Earthquake, Poison Sting, Nidoking, Double Kick, Earthquake, Poison Sting, Thrash. They don't have any TM moves. They're all... Well, Earthquake is a TM move, but besides that, they don't have any. Because they always have the TM move that's based on the one you're going to get. So you know what you're dealing with. And Earthquake's obviously one of the best TM moves out there. But again, what you said about Sabrina and Blaine. Yeah, under a normal playthrough, Venusaur's not a good idea to face up against those ones. But, again, if your Pokemon's over-leveled, then it can just tank the attacks. Although I would just use Dragonite to deal with them. I'll use Dragonite to deal with Erica as well. Koga, I'll do the same thing with Dragonite, because Venusaur's not going to do much. The reason I picked Stars and Blastoise because of the Elite Four. I picked Venusaur because it's my favourite Kanto starter. Because even some characters in the games have said, it doesn't matter what Pokemon you use, what matters is that you use your favourites. I don't remember who said it, but someone around those lines. See, I might as well share what my favourite starters are for each of the games. Maybe not including Gen 10 yet, because Generation 10, we don't know anything yet. But for Gen 1, Bulbasaur, Venusaur, that's my favourite line. Generation 2, originally, it was a tie between Totodile and Cyndaquil. Totodile I liked to use in Gen 2, Cyndaquil I like to use in Gen 4, and now Chikorita I like to use in Generation 9, mainly Legend ZA. So Mega Meganium has definitely improved my opinion on Chikorita a lot. So because of that, I like all the Johto starters. Especially since they all have an alternate form now. Hisuian Typhlosion, and then the Mega Evolutions for Feraligatr and Meganium. And then the Hoenn starters, again, I like all three of them, with an extreme bias towards Swampert. And for Sinnoh, while I don't mind the Sinnoh starter, I prefer Torterra a lot. I bias toward Torterra because it's a ground type. And... Best choice Gen 2 is definitely Cyndaquil. I think Cyndaquil is probably... Oh, this is before the physical special split, so... I think they would both still be somewhat decent. Yeah, since Grass and Water, or Grass, Water and Fire, they're all special. So, even with the movesets, I think they're still doing pretty decent. And, okay, Generation 5. I have used all of them, but the one I prefer the Superior the most, with Samurott being second, because Samurott was my starter in Legends Arceus for the first time, so that's why I've got some love for it. But Embor, I don't really care about Embor, if I'm being completely honest. I know it's like one of the best ones to use in a Unova playthrough, but the thing with that, again, I don't really care for Embor. Superior is my favourite, and admittedly, yes, it has a horrible moveset in Black and White 1, but in Black and White 2, you have access to move tutors just by grinding out the shards with dust plants. And every time I use Superior in Black and White 2, that's what I do. And obviously, since you can't have a Superior, because you don't have Contrary in Gen 5 yet, because as far as I know, Superior's hidden ability wasn't really readily available in Gen 5. But outside of Gen 5, yeah, it's definitely a lot better. Just because you have readily access. Yeah, you've got Contrary. That's what I'm trying to say. Then, Generation 6. Well, obviously Greninja is my favourite. That's a no-brainer. And then Chestnut was my second favourite, because I have some love for it after I did a no-catching challenge in X and Y. Now, Delphox. Originally, I did not care for Delphox at all. I much preferred Braixen. And then Mega Delphox came around, and I warmed up to it. Still not my favourite. Still my least favourite of the Kalos starters, but I am more accepting of it now. Generation 7 with the Alola starters. Yeah, we've got Decidueye, Primarina, Incineroar. Obviously, Decidueye is the best one. Incineroar, what are they? I just don't care about it. Sure, it has cool moments in the anime, and it's very popular in BGC. But it's just a wrestler with a cat head. It's literally just a furry wrestler. That's all it is. I personally think Incineroar is heavily overrated. I don't care about it. I like it shiny though. I'll admit it's got a good shine, but that's it. That's the only good points I can give it. What's next? Generation 8. Gen 8, you've got Cinderace, Rillaboom, and Inteleon. I don't really like Inteleon that much. Rillaboom's okay, but I prefer Cinderace. Just because I've got a bias toward rabbits. Bunnies are cute. What was it called? Just Cherry Berry. Yeah, with my first Sword and Shield playthrough, I ended up naming my Cinderace after my pet rabbit, who passed away not too long before that. So, yeah, that's the main reason I've got a big bias towards Cinderace. Because in memory, it's my rabbit. Generation 9. Sprigatito is obviously number 1. With Fuecoco being in a close second. And Quaquaval, I don't really care about it. If I'm being completely honest, I don't really care about it. Oh, I probably should have talked about the alternate forms for the Galar starters. Yeah, the Gigantamax forms for the Galar starters. Cinderace sucks. It just gets longer ears and just sits on a giant fireball. Inteleon suck, because it's just got a longer tail. Rillaboom's actually looks somewhat decent. Goes from a tiny drum to a massive drum set. I mean, sure, it's still pretty bad, but it's better compared to the other two. And yeah, I might as well cover the Hisui starters. So Hisuian Decidueye, Hisuian Samurott, Hisuian Typhlosion. Comparing those ones, Decidueye is my favorite, but Samurott is basically tied in that position because that was my first one. And Hisuian Typhlosion, I haven't really gotten a chance to use it, really. I never really used it in a playthrough. But it's cool against the Ghost type. So you really like to choose grass starters? I mean, if I'm being completely honest, the grass starters always look a lot better to me. And yeah, I'm realizing that trend now. Holy, I do prefer the grass starters. Although I'm not sure how that's going to be going in Gen 10 though, because I'm still leaning more toward the fire starter. Again, if we see the final evolutions before the game's release, that could change my mind. If not, Pombon will be my starter, and Brout will be a starter in a second playthrough in Wins. All Hisuian final rules are great, but choose a Ghost type version. Yeah, fair enough. And for the MZ starters, which that's what I'm calling them for the Legends EA, well, Chikorita, obviously. Like, weirdly enough, Chikorita went from one of the worst starters in the game's history to being one of the best. Because holy, Mega Evolution saved Meganium, like, honestly. And with how Mega Evolution works in Legends EA, any like charge moves that require 2 turns to attack normally is just instantaneous. So a moveset you can just run on it: Solar Beam, Giga Drain, Dazzling Gleam, and Earth Power. Still need to get another shiny Rowlet for Legends Arceus. I've not shiny hunted in Legends Arceus for ages. I tried to do shiny hunting in it, and then they updated the game that completely ruined the mass outbreaks. I mean, unless I downgrade my game. I mean, I could do that. I could, like, delete the update data. I hope that wouldn't affect any Pokemon, but any Pokemon that I want to catch in Legends Arceus, I might do it like that, by deleting update data, just so I can have access to the good outbreaks again. Where you can just keep resetting and get different results each time. Instead of it being the same each time, you have to do, like, doing it in different orders. It's just too much going on. I preferred it when I could just defeat or catch everything, and then force things to respawn. It got too complicated when they updated how it worked. And then obviously the shinies that are not available in the max outbreaks. So the fossil Pokemon, the Burmy family, specifically Burmy and Wormadam. I'm genuinely like considering whether I should do shiny living decks. I mean, even though if I have to do a living shiny it, I'll probably not do that much, because, well, anything past Generation 4 has missing shinies. So, Gen 5 is still missing Victini. I'm missing a living crab. Yeah, Gen 5 is still missing Victini, despite the fact the other two mythicals got their shinies released. Generation 6 is still missing Hooper and Volcanion. However, I get the feeling one of them is going to get its shiny released when the home compatibility happens. Which I'm surprised still hasn't happened yet. Come on, we're still waiting on it. Yeah, one of them, more than likely Hooper, is probably going to get something. Gen 7, there's quite a few mythicals in Gen 7, but the ones that are shiny locked, Marshadow is still shiny locked. I mean, not that it has a good shiny anyway. Its shiny only really shows up when it's attacking. Magierna's a weird one, because there was a moment with the home reward for completing the national decks where you could have a chance for shiny Magierna, but barely anyone got it, and by the time it was really noticed, it got patched out. So Magierna is in a weird limbo, where some people got it, but it wasn't good enough. So technically it is still shiny locked. We got Shiny Zeraora already, although Shiny Zeraora was a limited time event during the Sword and Shield Raid Den event. But yeah, that was the only way to get Shiny Zeraora. Okay, what else was there? Right, there was Meltan and Melmetal, but they were also weird. Because you have to rely on a event time window in Pokemon Go to be able to shiny hunt. Like that I always found stupid. If you can remove their shiny locks, make it permanent. And obviously Meltan is available in Pokemon Home through completing Let's Go, but Melmetal you still need Pokemon Go, which is stupid. I swear, they better find a way to be able to get shiny Melmetal. Because so far, the only way to get Melmetal, even without catching it at home, you still need to get home connection. Like Pokemon games that would get other starters. Yeah, true. In the Ultra games, I used Island Scan to have Marshall on my team. Because why wouldn't I? There's still a few games I still need to do an Oak Challenge with. I'm thinking maybe one of the Sun and Moon games? Although since Sun and Moon and the Ultra games are technically different, it'd be one challenge for each of them. I just like how we get shown legendaries for new ones because they're just a little time. Yeah, it's really dumb. Like, it's extremely stupid these days. Because anything that was between the first, well, between generations, yeah, it was still the first 4 generations. Anything that was the first 4 generations, you get all of the legendaries as shiny. Even Celebi and other mythicals, you could get the mythicals as shiny as well. That was the worst thing that Generation 5 ever brought to us, and that was shiny locks. But so what if they didn't appear shiny in the cutscenes? That doesn't matter. They're different in battle. They're not the same. Sure, keep them as normal colour for the cutscenes, but I don't care if it causes inconsistencies. I want shiny. Also, yeah, every single shiny in Scarlet and Violet was shiny for absolutely no reason. It just didn't make it worth it to go for them. The Snacksworth stuff was honestly a waste of time. At that point, don't catch any of them. Just leave them in the wild so they look cool. Like, if I end up doing all the Snacksworth things again, yeah, I'm not gonna catch any of them. There's no point. Especially since I already caught all of them once. There's no need to do it again. I mean, maybe for Kugbu, you would have to do it 2 or 3 times if you're doing like a living form dex. But, again, it's really dumb. I need to catch all the legendaries beasts for Sword and Shield. Yeah, I still haven't done that either. I never got the Poipole. Speaking of the Poipole, why the hell did they shiny up it? If it was available as a shiny in the Ultra Sun and Moon games, why did they add the shiny lock later? The same goes for Type Null. Like, it was available as a shiny in both sets of Sun and Moon games, and then they shiny lock it for every game after that. I swear that they need to stop. If they really want to listen to the fans, they need to stop it with the shiny locks. Because what if someone wants to start the game with a shiny starter again? Oh wait, we haven't been able to do that for any of the games on the Switch besides BDSP. For once, BDSP's few good points, and I say few because there's not that many, is that you're allowed to shiny hunt your starter at the beginning of the game. Every single other Pokemon game on the Switch and Switch 2, you cannot shiny hunt your starter. You have to wait till you get it later. Which is stupid. It's absolutely ridiculous. Because I've had multiple games where I get to shiny hunt my starter and actually play through the game with it. Yeah. That is most of my biggest complaint about like in-game stuff about Pokemon. Like, they don't let us have fun anymore. Like, so what they want us to play the game. Let us play it how we want to. Let us have a slightly discolored Pokemon as our starter. I believe it's been... Yeah, Shiny Locks were introduced in Generation 5. And it was the legendaries and the mythicals that... And I presume they started that just because of Reshiram and Zekrom. Just because of their animated cutscenes. Which again is dumb. Because BDSP proved that it doesn't matter if they have an animated cutscene or don't look shiny in the overworld, you can still shiny hunt them. I can't believe I'm using BDSP to defend no shiny locks. But yeah, BDSP, because of how faithful it was, they didn't have any shiny locks. I mean, obviously, like, traded Pokemon with shiny locks, but that's fine, fair enough. Rather shiny hunt full odds than have shiny... Yeah, fair enough. And, yeah, funny enough, BDSP does that. Because even if you have a shiny charm, it only affects the eggs. Like, at that point, what's the point of doing the shiny charm? Because you could do the Masuda method, and it would basically give shiny charm odds. Like, there was no point in adding the shiny charm in BDSP. Because it doesn't even work. I think I've shiny hunted one Pokemon through eggs. And... yeah, no. Hunting eggs in BDSP is so slow and tedious. I'd rather do it in Sword and Shield. And if I want to go for a shiny Fiona at some point, I'll just do it in Scarlet and Violet. Even if egg hatching is really stupid in that game. Yeah, BSP will just do the cinematic radar hunts. I just don't shiny hunt in BDSP anymore. Because I've had my fair share of Poké-Radar hunts. I'm never doing it again. Because I hate how frequently the chain breaks. Like, no matter how much progress you make, one wrong move in the code, and then you have to suffer the consequences for it. But yeah, when I go back to shiny hunting BDSP, I'm only going to do it for shiny Shaman and shiny Arceus, and then I'm never hunting or even touching those games again, ever. I would say shiny Darkrai, but I was an idiot and caught my Darkrai without shiny hunting it. So I have to hunt that one in Platinum now. Which, yeah, I'm still hunting for it. Although I haven't actually continued the hunt for a while, but I'm still in front of the Darkrai. Yep, and you can't rely on Pokemon Go for it either, because they fucked over remote raiding. They made it like double, triple the price, and limited it to 5 days of 5 raids a day. Like, do they not care about money? Because if you leave infinite raids a day, that's more money going in. I'm surprised they limited their income. Is it getting turn-based or CA style? I think it's going to be turn-based again. Because the Legends formula, I think personally it should just stay like that in Legends. I think it should do it like how they did it in Scarlet and Violet, where they took elements from the Legends games, but still had it with turn-based systems. Well, that's preferred turn-based. I mean, yeah, why wouldn't they? It's been like that since the first ever game. If it's like a one-time thing and the real-time combat was just for Legends EA, fine, fair enough. But personally, I prefer turn-based. At least with the real-time, you don't have to worry about accuracy checks anymore. Because it's all just skill-based. And it makes moves like Focus Blast actually viable. Right? Right, let's just finish leveling up Krabby with the candies. Also learn Stomp. Alright, and level 28. That should be the last level. There we go, finally! I probably could have done that a little bit sooner, but I wasn't paying attention to my candy count. There we go, we have Kingler. That was not fun to evolve at all. I had more fun evolving Pidgey. If you never played Monster Hunter Stories series... I mean, I don't know. I mean, I won't be able to get it this Friday because I have no money. Plus, I got Pokopia and LeafGreen to work on. It's way better than what game we did. Yeah, again, I'll consider it, but I won't be getting it day one because I can't afford it. I need to get the EXP share off Kingler. I think what would do like Pokemon games a big service is if they adopted the HD 2D art styles. I feel like that'd be a lot better. And then they just have 3D models in Champions. Right, so I guess Cubone is going to be next. And I think I might just save both the Slowpoke for last. Then I could just do both of them at the same time. Okay, I'll put them onto my recommended games then. Maybe at some point in the future I'll get a hold of them. Oops, I spelled that wrong. Cubone. There we go. And I think I'm going to call it a day there. So, made a decent amount of progress, got annoyed by a crab, and yeah. Let me just double check what I was going to do tomorrow. Yes, got it. So, we're going to be doing Pokemon Violet tomorrow, the Model Attack Challenge with Atreus. And for now, this has been BiriboFukuro signing off. Bye bye!